African stream has been under attack for several months, ever since U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blenken made false accusations against the outlet, leading social media platforms to ban or suspend its account. But all over the world, Africans from the continent and the diaspora are speaking out in defense of African stream. This is what they have to say.
The censorship of African stream and other platforms is a manifestation of just the weakness that the imperialists are experiencing. They're seeing their hegemony, their control lessen, and so they're lashing out. They're fighting back against platforms like African Stream that represent a real perspective that is truly about African thought, African media, and free speech, right? And so I think obviously we condemn all attempts to suppress African Stream and other media sources, we condemn Antony Blenken and all those types of statements.
What African Stream has been doing over the last year or two is to make sure that they popularize the living conditions of the African people, that they popularize the mass support for these schools that has emerged, which is essentially to drive out the military complex that the U.S. has imposed on the people of Africa. So they don't want that. They don't want the people to see what is happening. They don't want the people to be conscientized. And that's why they are using media censorship in order to make sure that the people do not see, that the people cannot popularize, that the people cannot have alternative platforms where they can voice out their living conditions. But they are going to be defeated.
Time and time again, the United States proves that it's not a democracy, that it cares very little for independent media or thought, and that it tries to trample and squash and destroy any attempt to tell the truth. That is what African Stream has been doing since its creation. Telling the truth not just of the African peoples to the world, but telling the truth of the peoples of the world to Africa as well. And I think the attempts to censor and remove from certain platforms, in a sense, have not worked, in the sense that there are more people who are now interested in hearing the truth from African Stream. I think we have to continue to defend the cause of African Stream, but insisting that the U.S. has no right to determine which media is correct or which media is appropriate for us to consume.
Yeah, I watch African Stream often, and they've made it a little bit harder. Now I've had to move to Rumble and Twitter, but I would like to see them be able to express themselves on the Meta platforms and elsewhere.
Africa Stream is an anti-imperialist, anti-capitalist, progressive, revolutionary media that supports genuine pro-people African, Latin America, and particularly the struggles of the global South, the struggles of the natives of the African continent, and particularly also the struggles of the minority communities.
The people now understand that the only way that they can ensure their collective sovereignty and independence is to resist, is to create alternative media platforms like the African Stream to voice out their concerns and to connect more intensely.
This is what the African Stream is guilty of challenging the dominance of the ruling class narrative and bringing reality, liberating reality to the majority of the people of the continent. So when you see Blinken and the entire United States ruling class, enforcing that Meta platforms be used to actually deregister African Stream platforms, this was not unexpected. In fact, it only confirms that African Stream has been doing good work.